All right, hey, we're just doing another live stream test. This is test number 3, but I think we've got it figured out. Test number 2 gave us some answers. I think I'm going to get my final answers here on test 3, and I do apologize to everybody for the previous nonsense for some of these live streams. You know, especially being on somebody else's live stream as a guest and then having your technology just ruin the whole live stream. So thanks if you do have watched these, you know, on demand, or if anybody joins in while we're live right now. I would appreciate if somebody does, you know, and please do comments, because what I'm really trying to do is narrow down what's been going on, you know. And we'll get into that a little bit, but the part of the test is also like what we did last time. We're just going to bullshit for about 30 minutes, ask people how it's sounding on their side, see if it glitches out. You know, I mean, you look at Anthony. Anthony is in a new location. He's in a undisclosed location. And it looks like it's CGI, you know, or green screen. It's not. He just doesn't want to blind everybody. But look at how sharp he looks right now. I mean, you know, look at that beard. I mean, pretty jealous of that thing. But yeah, and see, you're already, you're not glitching. There is no delay. There's no lag, and you sound really good. How am I sounding, and how's everything on my side?
You're sounding clear. The picture is clear. The video seems clear. No like weird bendy noises with the audio or freezing up.
And so again, here, I'll just do this because I got to get back into remembering how to use this this software. So I'm just going to do this. This was, let me just share it and come back over here so I can see how it looks. Here we go. Add to stage. So that is the speeds I was just pulling right before we went live. So that's what I was pulling before we went live. Let's do it right now and see what we got. Speed test. Waka, waka, waka. So let's just see how much it changes. Or again, I think there have been some glitches in the software. Maybe it's just as they're expanding, and maybe they don't have the proper server size as they're expanding, but I'm really pretty sure, and we'll get into it in a second. I think I know what the major problem has been, or at least a way to remedy it. Yeah, we're going to lose some of our upload speed here. As everyone can see, it's fluctuating. I have no other devices on, or at least active right now. Yeah, 27 up. That's still pretty damn good upload speed, you know, and as what we just saw, so the downloads consistently at that 50, and that upload speed did just drop by 13. But I bet if I did it again, we would see it go back above 27. So we'll remove that for right now. But
it's looking pretty good so far. I mean, if anything happens over on my end, where if I freeze up or anything like that, I'm not using Wi-Fi, because where I am, I don't want to use the Wi-Fi because it's a public Wi-Fi. So I'm just using my my mobile network. So far, everything seems all right.
Yeah, no, it's again, it looks good. That backdrop for where you are in that undisclosed bunker, wherever you are. But again, you look so crisp. It does kind of look like you're using a green screen backdrop, one of the fake backdrops that are available. Here's what I think's going on. Okay, why is that now up there? Oh, I see why that's going. All right, I can just stop that right there. There we go. Yeah, I got to get back into using this. As I said in the last one of the last videos, I'm probably only using definitely less than 50% of what the options and the bells and whistles that this software provides. And but it's really cool. I'm pretty sure it's not the software. Anthony, after the last live stream, Anthony and I were talking, and then I talked to Cousin Husband, who's good in these spaces as well. And I really think it's going to be a hardware related issue. I think it's that elderly desktop I've been using. And I say elderly because I'm falling into that category now. I'm almost there. I can almost give myself that title as elderly, here.
We'll get you a scooter.
See, I'm elderly. I'm looking pretty elderly, I got to get this thing down. I do like that that's going to come in very handy when I'm doing product videos, as we're kind of getting this forward, is that ability to zoom in and show you something. Matter of fact, I'll do that in a second, but right now I'm just going to throw it out there for anybody who's watching live. It does look like there's a handful of people watching, or if you watch us on demand. I think it's going to be that old desktop. And even though I've scrubbed it clean, I mean, it is like just stripped out jalopy. It was only being used for videos for this, right? You know, it's again like 6 years old desktop, but it's either going to be a memory issue, a video card issue, or a processor issue. So I'm using this right now on my old, it's a laptop. It's that tiny little laptop I have. It's not that old. I lift it up though right now because I got cords and stuff running everywhere. That'll be a pain. But I think, so this is newer. So it's a newer processor, newer video card, less memory, but not, again, this was only ever used for exactly this, for my video production. So it's not, that doesn't have a ton of other things memory. So, and right now I'm thinking that's it, Anthony. I'm thinking it is. I think I either have to see if I can upgrade the memory, the video card, and the processor. I don't think I can do that on that desktop, but memory, video card, or I'd stick with this little guy until I can get a more modern desktop and then just swap it out that way. I might just be, because if this works, look, boys and girls, I'm looking at the camera and there, I don't know if you can see my whole hand. That's how much, degrees. There's the camera. Then all the way down there is the top of the laptop monitor, all the way down there. So right where my hand is kind of moving now, see, you can't even see it. I don't have it tilted down enough. It's way down here. So even with my peripheral vision, I'm looking at the camera. I can still see, colors and stuff, but I can't very easily read a comment or, I've got to like intentionally direct my gaze down there. So whereas the desktop is right there, and the center of gravity, so to speak, or my focal point is right there. So you can see that's totally within my peripheral vision, and it's a much larger, you go from this to that, so I do want to do the desktop, Anthony, but I think that's it. I really do. I think it's going to be the hardware itself, the old desktop versus a newer product that's got a better video card, better processor, and maybe more memory. But the laptop does not have more memory, just to say that one more time, because it's a tiny little laptop.
Yeah, because I'm just watching you, and I don't see any hiccups of any sort. I see some sneezing and blowing of the nose, but no hiccups.
Well, I muted it. I was polite. I muted it. I didn't go coughing in your ear in the subway, or something. Okay, so we got a handful of people here. I really appreciate whoever's here. Leave a comment. You don't have to, obviously. You're not the boss of me, Mark. I know that exactly. But if you do, I want to hear how this is sounding. If it's glitching on your side, if the video looks good, but also the audio. I think we've kind of finally figured out some of the issues, and if nothing else, Anthony, on a temporary thing, I'll just get rid of the desktop. Move the laptop back, maybe I'll even elevate it so I can see it better. And then just do that until I get a chance to figure out, another desktop issue. So, but I think that's where we are. It looks good. And I just want to show a couple things off. I don't know if he's watching or if he's going to join us. I haven't seen him pop in, but I was talking to Clint from Nemesis Camo this morning. And I just want to remind everybody here, I'm going to do the zoomy. Oh, I keep going the wrong way. So Nemesis Camo hats. He just got the ones I sent to him. These are blanks. My hats are at my embroiderer right now. Oh, I should just open this up. It's a true range hat, no button on the top, 6-panel perforated. You got vents, and it's you can see it's unstructured, so it's the nice conforming. Hey, get them wet. Wring them out, get them on your head, wear them for a while. It'll really conform to your head, and really nice brim, good size brim on it. Again, and nothing that's going to interfere with your Peltors or your Mitch helmet, any of that kind of stuff. Great range hat. I'll have my design hopefully soon, so stay tuned on that.
Clint, it looks pretty sick. I like it.
Yeah, they're going to look good. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. Oh my gosh, way too much, Mark. Go away. Go. That was even worse. I've only had 1 cup of coffee this morning. 2 cups. I just lied. 2 cups. Here's the other thing I want to show off, though. Give me a sec. I'm parched. All right, hey, thanks. And we got 4 people watching this live stream test. Hey, if anyone, seriously, if somebody doesn't mind, comment and just tell us how you can how it sounds, what it looks like. And then here's that other thing that I just found out to do. I'll put the comments right there on the screen. And we're different this time around because Anthony is all Mr. Cheaty doing his stuff. Like I said, he's got shady. What did we say? Not shady eyes.
Shifty eyes.
Shifty. All right, here's the other thing that I want to show off. So this is a special project I just made for a friend of the channel, Blackbeard. He helps out a lot. He's been a guest before. He helps with thumbnails. And he wanted a belt pouch, and there was a different way we've done this for him in the past, but I wanted to try something different for us because I think we like this. So I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, and I've been guilty of that in the past. But I think this is an option we're going to start doing on the belt pouches going forward. So, gosh, I should almost just turn on a light. Hey, you know me, just here, Anthony, you run for a second. I'm going to turn a light on just to get some.
Well, so far that pouch is looking pretty cool. I'm definitely enjoying what's going to be happening with the. Sorry about that. Just trying to zoom in on my screen a little bit.
There we go.
Yeah.
There.
But that hat's going to look really cool once the embroidery is on there and all that stuff. But that pouch is looking really nice as well.
Yeah, see, and there, now you can see it even a lot better from this distance, just having the lights on. Let me do the Nemesis again. Yeah, I should have had the lights on. Sorry, everybody. I just, kind of just doing a test. There's the Nemesis. Oh, Clint. Oh, speak of the devil, boys and girls. Everybody get ready. The man, the myth, the legend himself. He's coming on. I'm going to pop him onto the stage. Let's see what it looks like with 3. Whoa. This is a great chance to test.
What's happening?
How you doing, Clint?
How's everything?
Good morning to you, sir.
Look what he's got in his hand.
Yeah. So, and I just turned the lights on so we could see him better.
Nice.
Yeah, Nemesis hats. They look cool. But this is going to be, I'm glad you did join us, Clint, because now we'll test out the theory of the hardware versus the software. Because if you're on here and we don't glitch out with 3 people, I think we've kind of solved it, and
yeah.
Oh, my weird hat?
No, that was me. That was me.
Oh, you were adjusting.
I had a little alfalfa. I had alfalfa going on.
Just get one of these weird hats, and then you don't ever have to worry about your hair. But
we're going streaking. Bring your funny hat.
I mean, yeah, this ain't no funny hat.
Yeah, nice. They look good.
Yeah,
they turned out real nice.
Do you want to share anything about that, Clint? I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything.
No,
but,
that's okay.
About just Nemesis, like what's up, how's everything going?
Well, I'll tell you, just to jump in on that caveat on that thought, Mark pulled that one out. I had nothing to do with that. He went a sniffing around and found out that there was a whole lot of fabric still sitting up at the hat factory, and was able to get a run of hats going. And he did that. I was clued in after that fire and forget weapon was shot. So, he let me know, hey, I got hats coming. And that was a real delight to hear, because not only did Mark get some of the hats, I got some of the hats. We got a couple of other really great companies that grabbed some of the hats. And, just as soon as we started saying, will you take some, you'll take some, and then everybody wanted to double their order. And so we'll end up getting some more hats. There was some more up at the factory, which was great news. And really, since I go down that road, Mark and I have been talking offline a lot about Nemesis Camo. Basically what I've done is I basically took over the distribution of all my fabrics, and I got very lucky that there's a company here in Columbus, Georgia, within my span of control, that worked with another very large camouflage company that they kind of retooled a little bit over the bad economy, COVID, they kind of rejiggered what they're doing. And luckily they wanted to distribute my fabrics for me. which is going to be great because now I can go over and put my hands on the fabric and make sure that I'm QCing stuff, that I can see it before it goes out to the buyers. And then, they can come directly to me for the fabrics, which is just phenomenal because that just ties me in closer to working with my industry brand partners, which that's why I do this. I really enjoy the friendships and the industry friendships that I have with a lot of the companies, just like Mark. We spend a lot of time offline talking on the phone about things that are going on in the world, and kind of soothing both of our inner beasts and keep us going. Because there's a lot of challenges out there, and as business owners, he brought something up just a little while ago. The supply chain is still very, very difficult. The country just, it doesn't seem like a lot of people have their heart vested in what they're doing. And I mean, it's the small details. And Mark brought something up like Cerakoted snaps for a lot of his products. I mean, you'd never guess that most people don't look that deep into it and think, wow, these snaps that are on here are Cerakoted. That's something you don't get in a lot of other products. It's the details. And to go along with that, with Nemesis Camo, I want to be there at the factory when my fabric is running through those machines, because I'm the one that knows the most about it. And when there's something wrong, I can stop it before there's a problem, and that ends up for manufacturers, working waste. I want to be able to have as much volume that's usable that comes off the machine, and only us as business owners know the depth of that. It's my quality on my camo, but my camo is going on Mark's products. So I have to make sure my camo looks good. So when he sits there and puts the time into sewing something and, puts quality products like Cerakoted snaps on his stuff, it's all got to come together. And it's the same thing. Mark really stepped up and grabbed the hats. And now we got those going out to a bunch of great companies. And man, there's nothing that I love more than seeing people rocking some Nemesis camo and you inadvertently run into it. Last thing, and I'll shut up and I'll throw it to somebody else. I was out here out at Fort Benning, and we had Picatinny Arsenal Range Day, which is literally all the projects the U.S. Army has going on. I mean, drone, counter drone, small arms, everything you can think of. The Army's buying it currently, and it's using it. It was out there, and they were testing it, showing it, and it was really cool. I was just out there kind of fly on the wall. I was doing some social media for that event, taking some photography, doing some social media for the facility. And I come walking up on a couple of booths, and I'll give them a shout out. Unity Tactical, which is a company that I know. They make a lot of sight mounts and stuff like that. I walked up and they knew who I was, and I literally only keep an eye on the 20-meter target. I don't really care about being popular or famous. I just like doing camo. And when they knew who I was, it was very validating. I was like, wow, they know what my camo is. They saw my shirt. I walk away from that booth and I walk right over to B. Myers, all the lasers and stuff that the Army's using. And a guy named Kurt over there whips out his phone and starts showing me, hey, here's me on the range shooting, and all my stuff is in Nemesis camo. Let me tell you, it made my day.
Well, that's pretty
That's
cool.
great.
And I just got to go back real quickly, and then Anthony, you can chime in. In all honesty, boys and girls, a lot, I appreciate everything Clint just said, but a lot of this was like, shit, I have to have one, how many other people are like that? You make something happen because you're like, well, this is unacceptable. I must have one for me, I got mine, so yeah, look, there's Clint's got his now too. So, you're just like, shit, I got to make this work, man, and it's just great. Then, like Clint said, I've, secondhand, as a result of this, you kind of start meeting some other people, that you've known of or heard of and stuff like that. And you see what they're doing. And I do really appreciate like what Clint's doing. And I just want to echo that whole industry partnership. There's no reason why everybody's got to be a dick to each other. Like if you're going to steal my product or whatever the case is, yeah, well then, okay, you got it coming to you know, like, yeah, that's shitty business ethics or business morals or complete lack thereof. But there's no reason people, even in similar spaces, can't work with each other, promote each other, and help each other out if need be. And there we are, right? So maybe we start spinning that stuff around, Anthony, for the rest of 2026. Let's stop being assholes to each other and start helping each other out.
Exactly.
Definitely have to. Where the industry's hurting too bad. You know, you got to be a good person. Do what you say what you mean. Take care of the people that are taking care of you, because man, it's difficult. It's difficult for us to run businesses out there when people aren't taking care of each other, you know, and you're kind of out for yourself. You know, you got to find those good-hearted people that are looking out for you, man. When you're not standing there, they're talking about you, they're backing you up, and man, it's so important.
Yeah, and life is already tough enough as it is, and everybody, whoever, you know, whether it's just this is you know, only 3 people ever see this. You know, I guarantee 2 out of 3 people will be like, yeah, life is already tough enough. I don't need it extra. I don't need more rocks in my rucksack. And I sure as hell don't need to put my own rocks in my own rucksack, you know, unless you're a sadomasochist. I mean, you do you, right? But hey, we do have a couple comments in here, Clint. And again, I don't know if anyone can see it. So, you know, even if you watch this live or on demand, you know, I'm not sure if putting the chat up there is worth doing, you know, because it looks like on my monitor, it's really small. I couldn't read it anyway, but Tennessee is shouting out. She's saying, hi, boys. And then I'll bring this pouch back up. The hat looks fabulous. I sound great. Well, thank you, Tennessee. I know. Or hang on, I can't do the superhero voice, though. You must speak from the diaphragm or something. I don't know. Then she wants to know if that's a do-rag. No, it's a special, it's my tinfoil hat. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, that just rhymed too. It's my tinfoil hat, and I'll leave it at that. But I'm not joking. It's my tinfoil hat. See if anyone can pick up what I'm putting down there. Then she's saying, hey, Clint, how you doing? And then here, this one coming back over to Clint. You know, and then we'll just bullshit for a few more minutes. But I think we're solving the problem with the live. And I think that's already kind of proven itself out in this whatever 20 minutes we've been talking. But she wants to know how does she get one? Clint, I'm going to kind of turn this over to you, because at Tennessee, you'll be able to get them from multiple sources, different companies. So if you want Nemesis, well, Clint, here, I'll shut up. You talk.
No, that's you're going right into it. It was nice because, like I said, Mark jumped out there and grabbed it and ran with it. So not only we had a good batch of hats, and a little bit's going to Sean at Scroll Factory. We've got some hats going to Green Side Training with Freddie Osuna and the guys over there. We've also got some hats going out to Green Line Tactical, Don Edwards. You know, I love these guys that they're supporting me, even getting hats, because you got one of the great trackers in the industry that works with Off the Grid magazine.
And just real quickly, in case people don't know, that's Freddie, right? So that's Freddie Osuna.
Freddie Osuna.
Right there. Yep.
So Freddie's grabbing some hats, and he'll have their logos on their hats, and they'll be selling their hats. Green Line Tactical, Don Edwards. You know, he's doing a lot of cool things. I even found out this morning he's doing a lot of counter drone and drone training, which is a hot ticket item right now. I mean, that's a big deal. Everybody's waking up to that fact real quick. So Don's going to be grabbing some hats. You'll be able to get Green Line Tactical hats from him. You'll have Centerline Systems. I'll have some hats myself. And let me tell you, I jumped in when Mark grabbed the hats, and I've got some that I'm going to be giving to some people that have put a lot of skin in the game for me. So those hats will be coming from me, from Nemesis Camo, to some certain people. So I think I got everything. Scroll Factory, Green Line Tactical, Green Side Tactical, Centerline System, and myself.
Green Line Tactical. Green Side Training.
Correct.
Hey, boys and girls, I'm serious. I know it can be, especially when you thought it was Saturday and it was your day off, and you've already been working all morning long, and you're like, shit, I'm going to have to work all day. Yeah. So Clint and I were talking, and you know, look, I'm like, hang a second. I almost want to say, just say Freddie or Don. You know, I'll figure out who's Green Line Tactical and who's Green Side Training. See, and I may have just messed that up again. Can you do it one more time?
Let me tell you. I led off with an apology right off the bat because I know I was burning up Mark's notification dinger this morning. He was like, Captain Kirk, all the lights are blinking and beeping and beeping and blinking. And, you know, he's trying to wake up on a Saturday and he's got everybody talking about hats. So sorry about that.
No, it was awesome. And just on that note, and Anthony can jump in on this one too. But Clint made, you know, at first Clint was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I'm like, no, you're missing my point. I'm just, because this is how it goes. If you've ever been, well, you know, it doesn't even matter if you've been in the military or whatever. If you like, you have that, you think you've got an easy day, right? Even if you're just parents, and all of a sudden everything just falls apart. That is how it happens, right? So I was like, no, I'm just laughing my ass off because I thought I was going to have an easy morning. You know, I was already up at 7, you know, having coffee, and I just thought I'd have a nice relaxing morning, and then the phone and all this. And then, you know, so I'm like, no, I'm just laughing because you never, you know, don't ever lower your guard, right? Keep thinking, keep moving, never quit, right? You just, hey, shit, now I'm in a fight. I better get up and start punching back. But Clint had a great analogy that was better than the Captain Kirk one. It's the airplane. I don't know if you want to tell that stupid story. Just
I don't. Which one was I talking about?
Well, he's trying to land and everything's going on, and his eyes twitching, you know, or the sweat's.
Oh no, that was a joke about Captain Kirk on the airplane, and that's what I told Mark. Yeah. It's nice to have somebody that's old as me and culturally, you know, intuitive when I drop these crazy movie references and stuff, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about, you know. So it's good when I throw that out there that somebody laughs at it and they're like, "What the hell? What is he talking about?" You know.
Oh, and when your day takes an unexpected, you know, whatever, there ain't no point in getting bitchy and pissy and angry about it. That's just going to make it worse. You start laughing at it and just revel in like, yep. How silly was I to think that it was going to be an easy Saturday? No, you're a small business owner, fool. You know, you got to suck it up. Anthony.
Yeah, when I have those days, I take a deep breath and just plod on, because there's no point in getting frazzled because you'll never get anything done, or the things that you attempt to get done, you're going to screw up even worse. So you're just better off focusing, resetting, and doing what you have to do.
Okay, well, you know, we've been going for about almost 28 minutes. Tennessee has a question, and I think, you know, fellas, I think this is working pretty good. Have either of you noticed any of the other two? Because on my side, I haven't. It's been no lag, no glitchy, nothing. How's it sounding from your guys' perspective? Let's go counterclockwise. Let's go Anthony and then down to Clint. How's it been on your side?
On my side, it seems to be going well. I haven't seen any glitches. I haven't heard any weird audio or anything like that. Everything seems pretty smooth.
Clint?
I agree. You know, and I like the layout here. I like having the comments over there so we can kind of see what's coming in and jump in and say something. It's always been, you know, you're definitely more savvy on this stuff than I am. So, I mean, from my side, you know, everything looks good. There's no lags. I don't have any problem hearing anything. I like the banners. I like how the layout is. So, I mean, it definitely looks like it's working well to me, and I like it.
All right. Well, then I'm just going to do two things, and I'll bring it back to everybody to wrap up. Tennessee, in answer to your question. So again, everybody can see it, but now I'm just going to pop it up to highlight it. Yeah, I will have them, and I don't know exactly when, Tennessee, and I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it. So here, I guess I'm just going to talk this out loud. Yeah, I'm, you know, I'll sell them, but I'm not going to sell them for profit. I think what I'll do is I'm going to find a nice price point. You know, here's how much it cost me for the hat. Here's how much it cost me for the embroidery. Maybe add $5 to that. And then all the hat sales will go to a charity. I think that's what I'm going to do for it. I'd like to talk to Clint about that offline. And I don't want to throw him under the bus, but he hasn't heard me say this, because then maybe that money goes to a charity of Clint's choice, because it's Nemesis Camo, right? And, you know, he's the creator of it. So stay tuned on that. I'm going to sell them. It'll be probably $5 over my cost. But no, so right now my cost with the embroidery thing, well, see, I could do $4. You know, let me get back, because if I did, so it's yeah, I don't know. Just stay tuned, and I don't want to give away too much because I don't want to make it difficult for anybody else, but that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably keep them at my cost, as close to my cost as possible, couple bucks more, and then that money can just go right into a charity. So, so that's a win-win for everybody. So stay tuned on that. I'll have some, but once again, Clint will have them over on Nemesis, his site, Nemesis Camo. Or that's Alpha Group Solutions, right?
Yeah, it's the same. It doesn't matter. Both .coms are directed at that website. So
okay.
So whether
right,
you just
you find
Nemesis Camo or Alpha Group, either one, it's the same.
Yep. And then Scroll Factory, Sean over at Scroll Factory, Freddie from his Freddie Asuna from, again, one more time, Green Line.
Green Training.
Yeah, Green Side Training. And then Don over at Green Line Tactical, right? So right now, that's where you'll be able to get them. And then I'll have a limited quantity too. So stay tuned on mine. And then I guess I didn't answer the last part. So like Clint, kid hand in the candy or caught with the cookie, hand in the cookie jar, however you want to say it. The moment I got the hats, I ran to my embroiderer because I'm just like, come on, man, come on, I want them. So I'm going to have my people I've never worked with this company before. They're going to do 2 hats once we get all the artwork approved. So I'm thinking probably 2 to 3 weeks max. Next week, I should have the artwork and the approval. And then I want them to do 2 hats as kind of mock-ups to make sure everything works and it's going to come out to the quality and craftsmanship that I expect, right? You expect that out of me at Centerline. So that probably, let's just be honest, that's going to take a week or 2 weeks. And the reason is because also, it's graduation. So we got all the university students graduating, the high schools. So they've been, obviously, embroidery people are really busy doing a lot of that kind of stuff right now. So Tennessee, probably about 2 to 3 weeks on my side, and I can't speak for anybody else. I'm not sure how that'll work. Clint did the same thing, though. He already ran his shit down to his embroiderer immediately. So
yeah, there wasn't. My wife got up and all she saw was rustling leaves. Pew, I was gone. I was already at the embroidery shop first thing this morning. The cool thing about these, I really do like the range hat itself because they come without the little, I forget, there's an actual term for that little button on the top, but not having that little button on there, because I wear hearing protection, on the range or whatever, you don't have to worry about that thing getting jammed into your noggin, so they don't do the button on the top. I like the Velcro, and it's good Velcro on the back, so it sizes real good. I really like this. The panels on the hat, although it's not a structured hat, this is mil spec Nyko ripstop. So it's pretty stiff, but once you take this and run it under some warm water and kind of shape your crown a little bit the way you like it, I like a full camo hat too, because I'm a camo company. I don't want a trucker back, so full camo, the brim's nice and thick and rigid, so you can kind of shape the brim, and little air holes on it and stuff. These are definitely some really nice hats. As a range hat. So it's going to look super cool once I get the Nemesis logo on these. But same thing with Centerline Systems, Green Line Tactical, Green Side Training, Scroll Factory. I don't know what Scroll Factory is going to do, but of course, they cater to the Ranger and Special Operations community. So probably be some scrolls and SF crests and stuff like that. But, Sean does a lot of volume of hats, so really cool. I'm stoked to him having them as well.
Yeah, and no pun intended, hats off to AmeriCap. I mean, well done. I've never done business with these guys before. I don't think and I never even had owned an AmeriCap or a cap made by AmeriCap. This is all American made. It's an American company. Like Clint just said, it's mil spec. It's not, this isn't made in China, boys and girls. These are pretty damn solid. I mean, just like anything, of course, it can burn or your dog could grab it. Don't let it on the floor for your poochie to grab it, right? That'll get destroyed though, but really well done. Good job, AmeriCap. Happy to be it. Then the last thing I just wanted to show off, gonna zoom. Oh, I keep going the wrong way on that. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit.
Ooh, that's nice.
That's way too much Mark though, Clint. That's already I'm too much me, so I'm gonna cover my face with this. So this is one of our belt pouches, and I just did a modification. That's where I was kind of talking about. You notice there's no belt loop on the back. The belt channel's gone because I threw keepers. Instead of that, I sewed keepers up onto it. And this is now your belt channel using the keepers for the belt pouch. We did that for Blackbeard, friend of the channel, helps out with the thumbnails, been on the live streams before. Again, let me just back that up way too much, Mark. Oh, my gosh, I keep getting it. Somebody's right. He's pretending he's doing.
That's like Wayne's World. Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yep. But tell me what you think. I'm going to do a different video on this today because I'm already working. Might as well end the day with a video on this. I think we're going to make this as an option for the belt pouch going forward, where you can either have a dedicated belt channel. That's my preference because then it's your belt through a belt channel. This has to rip apart, or your belt has to rip for this to come off your body. But, I know some people like it dropping down a little bit more. They do like the ease of the keepers. My only comment would be there is if this is containing mission critical gear, then dummy cord this to a belt loop or your belt itself. Because, then you just run the belt through this channel right here, like my fingers are doing. So stay tuned. I'll do another video on that. But this came out really cool. I think that's what we're going to do. So just stay tuned. All right. On that note, Anthony, what do you got to say there, brother? Again, one more thing. Oh, and then I just saw this. See, again, I really do want the larger monitor. I'm going to use this newer laptop, but I'm going to have to elevate it so I can see, because I'm looking up here at the camera and I can't, again, this is down here. I can see everything moving, but I can't read it. But Tennessee said, thanks you for no trucker back, Clint. So she's anti-trucker caps.
Yeah.
Apparently. But all right, Anthony, Clint, you guys want to just say whatever you want to say on the way out, and we'll just wrap this up, and everybody can go out and have a great kick-ass Saturday.
I like that.
What do you guys
that option. I like that option on the pouch. I definitely like the design of the new cap as well, and I think that Nemesis camo looks pretty awesome with that style of hat. So yeah, that's a winner. So I think I'm even going to have to get some gear, and now because of that camo pattern, I'm going to have to get maybe another rucksack or something like that in that same pattern. It is very nice.
I think both Clint and I know some guys that might be able to hook you up with that. We might be
Clint, congratulations on the expansion.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's difficult working out here in this industry. There's so many pitfalls and hang-ups and delays, and you're trying to move forward and you're anxious to get things out there and get products out. And man, I'll tell you what, I mean, as I work through my difficulties, which like I got off the phone with Mark and I was like, I don't care what they throw at me. They can mess with the freaking colds. They can mess up the economy. I'm going down swinging. I don't care. I'm going to keep pushing forward. It's just in me. I learned a long time ago, I don't like to have any quit in me, so they can keep throwing up roadblocks, and I'm going to keep finding solutions over, under, around. I don't care what it is. And luckily you maintain those relationships out there and everything comes around. It all comes around. I found a great distributor right here in Columbus, Georgia, that's excited to work with me. I've got printers that want to work with me. Just keep looking for the good, keep looking for the good out there.
Amen. Amen. Alibis, anybody? Let's just do this one last time. I think it does almost isn't necessary, but if you guys just want, individually, again, how's everything sound? And just give me kind of, and Tennessee, if you're still here, or anybody else who is watching right now, a comment in the chat. Just one last time. We've gone for almost 40 minutes now. The Minnesota goodbye takes 20 minutes. You guys do remember that, right? So, but we've gone for almost 40 minutes. It hasn't glitched once. On my end, but see, that's the problem. On my end, I very rarely see these glitches, or, it looks good on my side, but everybody's like, yeah, dude, you're glitching and lagging. And so what do you guys are thinking there? And as we're doing that, I'm going to do one more just speed test just to check. I won't share it. I mean, I guess I could just get back in that habit of sharing screens, but what are you guys seeing on your side one last time?
It definitely looks good to me. I'll throw it to Anthony, but I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I like the
Yep.
layout. I like the timer up there because I'll tell you what, sometimes we get on here, man, and it just keeps going and going, and I can look up there and check the time. I like the time up there. I certainly like all the comments right there where we can kind of see them and comment on them. Like I said, you're really good at this, Mark. I mean, you've figured out a great way to put this thing together, and I like the way it's laid out. And I ain't seen anything that looks like a glitch.
Okay, I'm going to add this thing here. I'm just going to share this real quickly. So this is the test I just ran. Let me come back over here and add it to the studio. So I kind of want to test it. Just, yeah, see, nothing glitched about how it's supposed to move us or anything. So I don't think there's lag. There you go. I'm looking at 53 down and 32 up. Those are dang good speeds. I mean, now Gene, again, Gene, we love you, brother. Gene's like, yeah, my upload is like what did he say it was, Anthony, like 100 or something? Like, I'm like, dude, you should be a professional gamer with those type of speeds. Like he's got 6 monitors and he's just crushing it, but that's good right there. There's and I think, and it's probably been holding pretty steady around that, and it's really that upload speed more than sufficient, and I think that just demonstrated it. So if anybody wants to chime in, I'll come to Anthony, but my last comment for anybody watching, whether you're on demand or if you're there now, that is more than enough to manage, more than enough for a good live stream. And I think that's indicative of it's probably old hardware on the desktop I was using, whether that's the video card, the processor, or the memory. But I think I'm going to stick with this little guy. I'll elevate it so I can see it because we know this is working. And then I'll figure out another desktop or, maybe see my cousin, somebody I know actually works in this space. And maybe I can just, have him putz around and take a look and see if there's a way to upgrade that and get it back into the fight. But otherwise, I think that's it right there. Anthony?
Yeah, it's been pristine. I mean, I can't say that I've seen anything that's out of the ordinary. Last night we had some glitches right around this point, about the 35 minute mark.
Yeah.
We had an issue, but yeah, today it seems great. No issues.
Yeah, and even as you guys are talking, there's no lag, on my side. I'm not seeing any of it. So, hey guys, I really appreciate it.
Speaking of no lag, I absolutely have to comment on the gulf of still no arrests. What a knee slapper. Oh my God, that's funny.
Well, I'm going to try to do a lot more of that kind of stuff. So my final comment, everybody stay tuned. I just got to get back into having way more fun with this stuff. So hopefully you're kind of seeing how the real me, not that I'm fake. I don't mean that way, but you're doing stuff, but I think more of the real me, and Anthony and Clint can tell you how stupid that is. So maybe I shouldn't let more of the real me out, but yeah, I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun. And I think we have to nowadays because life is too hard already by itself. So let's just, find some ways to keep everybody focused. American companies try to keep the dream alive and give good quality products to people and share as much information as we can. And, keep thinking, keep moving, and never quit. I think that's it. Yeah. Whether people want to make fun of my hat or not, I don't care. I don't care. I love it. So, all right. Thank you guys for helping out with the live stream test today. Thanks for everybody who was watching this live. Thanks for everybody who watches on demand. So, I got to do one last thing. I'm so sorry. Here, back to what Clint said, you're a small business owner. You got so many things going. I was just thinking I could have an easy Saturday. Now I've been working and now I'm just like, well, screw it. I might as well just keep working the rest of the day because I got a lot of stuff to do. And you know what it is? It's Mother's Day weekend. I make the Mother Canteen carry. I don't even have one to show off here right now. So stay tuned. I'm going to do a video this afternoon on this belt pouch. I'm going to have to do something for Mother's Day. So just stay tuned, everybody. And if nothing else, hey, all your boys and girls out there, it's not like, just a happy Mother's Day, and I'll shut up. You guys want to make any Mother's Day comments, and then we'll wrap it up.
No, just happy Mother's Day, and enjoy the beautiful weekend.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so very much. And we'll catch you guys. Like I said, I'll be shooting some videos this afternoon, so I'll have those up really quickly. So probably do the Mother's Day video and post that today. I know it's tomorrow, but I'll post that today. And then I'll have the belt video, and I'll probably post that up on Monday or Tuesday. So thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. Nemesis, camo,
Boom.
and hats coming soon. All right,
Boom.
everybody, reach out. You got questions, comments. I'll do the best I can to help you out. Until then, what do we say? Keep thinking, keep moving, and never quit. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you again soon. Woo!